ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a GameStar presentation. Tonight we have a two-game series between two all-female teams here in the Southeast Asia League Season 2. We are into round, hang on, let me quickly check. We're into round 11 here, and this is match 119. Will be between Vegetable Fish Fizz and, we'll call them 8-0 for the time being. My name is Coldblood, and joining me also from Australia, it is Hawksbock. How are you, boss?
Yeah, pretty good, man. It's good to be back casting as usual. My breaks they come in patches, right? I do a lot of casting and then I go AFK.
Yeah, fair enough. You got to get the education in, but we're on the crap tops and we're ready for action.
Yeah, that's it. So far we've got Team VFF. They've been at Invoker there in Centaur. They're pretty popular offlaner.
5 seconds remaining.
As of recent, been going through a lot of pro matches recently, and seems like he's one of the better offlaners there. Was there any recent buffs or changes to him, or is he just rising in popularity?
Not really much changes. The taking the mana cost away from Blink Dagger helped him a lot. Able to pick that up, and as being a strength hero, his mana pool's very limited. But it's mostly the fact that teams realize that when you ult, you can, of course, Centaur ult being the Stampede, making everyone on his team maximum movement speed, pretty damn strong for starting fights whenever the hell you want. Also disengaging fights, so it's certainly picked up in popularity as people realized his power. And then the Invoker and Ember Spirit, both very popular mid laners. Invoker particularly is very, very popular in the female Dota 2 scene here, which is and Lycan will be the last ban out, and that was more of a just people realized he can push very, very quickly, and it's getting harder and harder to shut him down.
Yeah, once you get a bit of farm up, man, he can definitely do some work there. Ember Spirit, they're also pretty strong mid later. They're getting banned out. He offers a whole bunch of damage, and also it's those escapes. Through those ults, he's able to really get in and out of those fights fairly easily with taking minimal damage there. So once he gets a roll, he can definitely steamroll pretty damn hard there. So it's not surprising to see him banned out a lot.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Once he gets rolling, there's not a lot that can stand in his way. So I've got some stats for the teams here, ladies and gents. Our Thai team, I guess that's how you'd say it. Vegetable Fish Fizz, who are our dire side in this first game. They are 7th in the league at yes, they are 7th, and they've got 7 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss. And for our Boobs team, who are from Philippines, down the they will be the Radiant this time, they have 5 wins, 2 draws and 4 losses. So 7-1 versus 5-4. The Vegetable Fish Fizz girls definitely going to be the favourites coming into this one, Hawks, but we'll have to see if the Radiant side makes a difference, because of course we are playing 2 games, so the girls can play on either side, and the benefits of having your UI on the side of the screen that's not where you're trying to click will not come into too much effect.
So how does the 2 games system work? Is there draws in this?
Yeah, so if a team wins both games, I think they get 2 points, and they'll get a 1-up on the female Dota 2 site. You can draw, obviously, and it's mostly it's a 2-game series, just so the girls can have a turn on each side. And yeah, if there's a draw, you get 1 point each, I believe.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. So we've got Shadow Charm on the first pick. Pretty unusual to see him as a first pick, but obviously maybe it could be one of the players' signature heroes, I suppose. So that'll be cool to see if we have a pretty top-notch SF play. They're pretty awesome to watch if they get the hexes and the wards happening and whatnot. So we got Viper, the first pick up for Boobs as well. That's probably going to be their mid laner.
Yeah, it's they're definitely making a statement. Whoever is sent mid is going to have a very tough time of it, unless their name is Razor. Or of course, the Storm Spirit has been insanely popular in the female scene, although Shadow Shaman, incredibly popular support hook, so it normally wouldn't be a first pick, but here it definitely makes a lot of sense. At just level 2, he offers 4 seconds of crowd control between the shackles and the hex, which is insanely strong when you combo it with something like a Bane with his Nightmare or Mirana with a Sacred Arrow, and they will be going against Disruptor here. So, I mean, he's got a multitude of ways of stopping that Shackle from the Shadow Shaman, able to glimpse initiators out of the fight, which I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sand King pick up by one of these teams. Also wouldn't be surprised to see Ancient Apparition, but as far as the supports go here, Hawks, they're both looking quite squishy. I mean, they do offer a lot of AoE CC, or well, Shadow Shaman not really AoE, but yeah, very squishy support. So seeing something like a Sand King would be good, I think.
Reserve time.
Yeah, probably not so much Sand King against a Disruptor because, if he gets his Blink ult on, if the Disruptor is really fast on his fingers, or her fingers rather, in this tournament, he can...
Even with his big bushy beard.
yeah, fair enough. We won't go there, man. But if he gets that Disrupt on like really early, he can potentially take a second off
the green team is banning
an
now.
SK ult. So probably won't see a SK coming out from VFF, but we do have Slark pickup. That's probably going to be their mid or off lane. I don't.
Off lane, I would definitely say he's very safe in the off lane, but we have seen a lot of roaming, so. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take that. As soon as he hits level 6, he becomes an incredibly potent roamer. He'll always be at full health when he jumps on you and leashes you in. And of course, when you have 4 seconds of CC from the get-go from Shadow Shaman, landing the pounce can be very easy. So I'm still wondering if we're going to see Ancient Apparition. He's been incredibly popular and has not been banned out. Thus far, we've seen the Doom and the TA being banned out. TA, of course, does very well against Viper. Even though she is auto-attack reliant, she just kind of demolishes him once she gets a Desolator up. And a lot of mids being banned out here, actually, Hawks. I'm wondering if VFF are going to go for a Lifestealer, because Doom is a very popular counter pick to the Lifestealer pick. So I imagine that one would be coming up, and I'll have to see if Boobs want to try and take that one away.
Yeah, maybe also pretty sure the net goes through Magic Immunity as well, so that definitely could mean a Lifestealer pickup. He's dropped off a bit of popularity as of late. I'm not sure if he copped a nerf or just
again
meta.
The attitudes of players, they kind of realize he's very kiteable. And he's very item reliant, whereas a lot of these games are being decided on early, with how with the chilling touch of Ancient Apparition, with the pushing power of, say, a Queen of Pain, or a... Oh, what was I going to say? Something. Pushing early on has very much become the name of the game, so Lifestealer, it's difficult for him to get to the point where he becomes very powerful.
Yeah, fair enough. Definitely the kite ability is one thing he's susceptible to. I suppose also Viper ult goes through Magic Immunity as well. As far as the slow goes, I'm pretty sure the damage wouldn't go through it, but that's also another thing to keep in mind.
It's absolutely crippled by it.
So yeah, that's one thing VFF had to keep in mind if they were going to pick him.
Yeah. Oh, Bristle! Wow, it's interesting that he got this far through the draft and is only now getting picked up. So we know that he does exceedingly well in a 1v3. He's able to survive with relative ease. Slark similar, and they kind of perform similar roles. Bristle's a brick wall that runs into your team. Slark, he likes to flank, very strong in small skirmishes, and he likes prolonged. Both of these offlaners love prolonged fights, so we could easily get into the late game here. Hawks, of course, Bristle ramps up over time, and then Slark, he loves to steal agility away with the Essence Shift. So I'm wondering what VFF are going to go here for. They've already got a lot of CC in the Shadow Shaman. They could go for the Mirana, could go for the AA. They'd be able to proc that chilling, what is it called, the Frozen Feet.
Depending on who Boobs are going to pick for their safe lane, assuming Bristle will take the off lane there, if they were, to get an SS, AA and Mirana, that'd be a pretty strong offlane there. That'll give them the trilling. Oh, wow, PL. Haven't seen a PL pick in a while.
I'm not sure how I feel about that one, honestly, because between the static storm of Disruptor and the cool spray spam coming out of Bristleback, those clones not going to be living very long in the fight. So I mean, this comp is already looking very strong in the split push, but immediately we see Earthshaker come out of boobs, and well, Earthshaker is fantastic at counter pushing with relatively long cooldowns.
Great
But
for the PL.
yes. Oh, insanely good because of the Echo Slam. All they need is pick an Enigma and they'll be absolutely demolished.
Yeah,
They're going to go for Coddle, they're going to go for the old man that loves to hide in the
Radiant
trees
team
and shoot
banned.
out beams. So, yeah, well, they combo the Shadow Shaman with a Coddle. I mean, they can let the Illuminate channel to full. They can... Coddle will be able to bring the Phantom Lancer into a fight after he pushes down 2 sets of barracks at once. So late game they're
5
very
seconds
strong,
remaining.
but mid game they've got a bit of a slump.
Yeah, I'd say mid game at this stage, like with the Bristleback and
Dire
Earthshaker,
team
that'll
ban.
definitely belong to Boobs there. Obviously, they've got all the counters that you'll want for any form of PL push. However, they still have the wards through the Shadow Shaman, and they do have the Coddle Blast, which is, going to give them all kinds of crazy early
Radiant's
push.
team
But,
pick.
if Bristle is able to get a good initiation there, like, he's probably going to have to get his diffusal up and running fairly early so he can, sap the mana out of Bristle there. I suppose also Coddle's got his mana drain there, which will work too against Bristle. So yeah, he's going to have to get that nice and early so, it'll really prevent those quills during that fight. That way he'd really only have to worry about the Echo Slam.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
and you talk
It's
about
gonna be
taking away
tough.
mana. Slug's able to steal intelligence, so yeah, that's going to work well. Or they're going to go for the
Dire team pick.
Chaos Knight as their carry, which is a very unusual pick. The two bands out of these two girl teams, Dragon Knight and Weaver, were very intelligent with the mid laner. Oh well. The mid laner missing from VFF and Boobs missing their carry. So Weaver and Dragon Knight very, very strong right clickers later in the game. I like the Chaos Knight pick. It's got decent disengage from an aggressive move from the Shadow Shaman. And well, I
5
guess there's going to be a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
clones running around from these carries.
Yeah, it'll be, I suppose PL versus CK late game. We're going to have Death Prophet as well, so they're going for a pretty heavy push
Yeah,
lineup.
I like the DP. It gets them a little bit of room early on if the Death Prophet does her job. It's going to buy them that room for the PL to perhaps recover from a bad early start ramping up in that power, like you said, pick up the diffusal blade. And then, of course, I've got Slark, who excels in the mid-game, where he can just run around picking off kills and whatnot, able to
Prepare
make
for
the
battle.
Chaos Knight and the Viper be a little bit more afraid. So they've got a good comp for buying room for their Phantom Lancer, but we'll have to see how they go on the objectives, because as we've already pointed out, the counter pushing from Boobs is very, very powerful.
Yeah, well, more so the defense as opposed to the counter pushing. Like, they really actually don't have that much push at all, but they're able to turtle there through Fisher and obviously Echo Slam. I mean, if he gets a nice early blink there, they might find themselves, they being a VFF, they might find themselves having a bit of difficulty getting some early towers. But, they've got the tools there and everything. Like, if VFF are able
enough
to
time to
get a
make a cup
good
of
start, we'll probably see some towers fall early on, man. So it'll be interesting to see how it all goes down.
Yeah, I have to see how the early game goes. We have an aggressive ward coming out of the vegetable fish Fizz offlaner here on the Slark, which is she's going to be able to keep tabs on the supports as they pull that camp, maybe get a couple sneaky kills, and then we'll go through the teams here. Hawks representing Boobs,
Time to get
who are
angry with each
16th
other.
out of the 23 team ladder here for Season 2 of the FemaleDota 2 Southeast Asian League. We have Chaos Knight, played by
welcome to
Kat,
Plainflax's Guide to
as
Being a
our
Dota
hard
2
carry.
announcer.
He will be she will be joined by Aid. I think it's Aid on the Earthshaker, and we'll also be joined by Paijway. I'm really suffering for this one, Hawks. Viper in the mid lane will be played by Alexa, nice easy one. Rounding them out is their offlane Bristleback played by ET.
Yeah, and for the VFF, we've got Green Bean on the Death Prophet there. We've got Pink on Phantom Lancer. Stand-in is going to be playing the Shadow Shaman there. Then we've got YY on Slark and Pinkle on the Coddle.
Yeah, the reason there is a stand-in on the side of Vegetable Fish Fizz is one of their players got caught in heavy traffic and they were already running about 10 minutes late, so they said, stuff it, we'll bring in a stand-in and she can play in the second game. And I think she actually talked in the chat just before Josephine, I think. So hopefully they'll be joining us soon. I noticed the healing salve of the bot being popped by YY, so already having a little bit of trouble. There was a regeneration rune spawning in the top part of the river. Coddle did run past as he threw down a ward up at the ancient camp on the side of Boobs. So no one's gone for the regen rune just yet. And the farm already looking good for Vegetable Fish Fizz, with PL going to have a very easy time up here in the top lane against someone who is a pure melee against two very easily zonable supports.
So you were saying there was a bit of trouble on the bot. The YY, they lost control over the lane there, Boots, and YY was able to get nearly 3 levels worth of experience there, so that's actually not a bad start for him at all. They have got a pull on now, but yeah, I mean, 3 levels of EXP, I'd trade that off for a salve any day.
Yeah, no, it's a great trade when you're in a 3v1. We've got the supports coming in very aggressively from Vegetable Fish Fizz up here at the top lane, but a carefully placed ward by ET will warn her off of there. They still want to go for it, and we don't have Old Man Coddle charging the Illuminate just yet because he has gone with the Chakra Magic, so PL going to be able to spam out that Spirit Lance, which actually starts doing quite a lot of damage. There's a build you can go for, Hawks, where you get Ethereal Blade and you nuke someone really hard with a Spirit Lance and just get a bunch of agility. It's very gimmicky, but it's very fun.
No, yeah, that's fair enough if you do get the farm late game. I mean, personally, I've never actually tried it.
Cat at the bottom lane taking a lot of damage on the Chaos Knight, just trying to get Slark out of there. And they got to be careful. Like we pointed out, he's got the level 3. Will he be going for... He's going to pick up a point in the... No stats. So of course he does have Iron Branch, so has all of her abilities now. If they try and pull the lane back, she's going to be able to try and hunt them down. And Disruptor, he's very squishy at the moment. Only one armor. Fish is going to go down, not land, as DD Rune will spawn at the top part here. Viper just sitting in the lane. Green Bean already has her bottle, and it looks like we have a smoke gang coming down, Hawks.
Oh yeah, he's definitely looking at going in mid there. He's gonna get him as well.
Oh, I think it was given away a little bit by Green Bean. She popped the double damage rune and forced the Viper out very early on. I mean, Alexa took a massive amount of damage. Actually, we're going to miss the first blood. It was at the bottom lane by the Disruptor onto poor Slark, who went a little bit too far forward. Looks like Pounce was used, but a little bit too late. And a nice start for our underdogs here, Boobs.
Yeah, maybe he went on the CK there, got a little bit too overconfident with his early levels, and he was low on health last time I looked, so maybe that's what happened. I'm going to bet that would be the case.
Okay, so both of our offlaners are going to fall quickly here. Boobs are going to take the first blood, but then, of course, VFF, they got their kill on their carry, so they're probably going to come away a little bit better for it. Not to mention that with Shadow Shaman out of the lane, Coddle will pick up a easy level 3, leveling the Chakra Magic over Illuminate, so they don't want to try and push and harass
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As far as gold earned goes, it's very close at the moment. XP quickly going into VFF's favor because of what I mentioned before, the top lane going very well for them. Slark getting zoned out quite hard, but going to be starting to recover now.
Middle is missing.
And this DP, she's definitely doing her job thus far.
Yeah, I haven't been watching mid lane too much, but I mean, if you've got your mid backing off there, then I suppose you're definitely doing the right job. Though Alexa does have that bottle going on there now, so that'll definitely give her a lot of sustainability in that lane.
Yeah, is he going to be bottle crowing here? Looks like the courier just waiting off to the side with the W of the Viper Nether Toxin. It gets quite easy for him to last hit under turret, which DP is going to be forcing him to do. This PL's absolutely farming freely now. Wondering if he's going to go for a Midas. He could go for a Ring of Aquila, but I think he may be going for a Midas here, which is, if they don't shut him down, they're going to be in a lot of troubles. We have Shadow Shaman again coming to Alexa, who is actually quite low on health. Exorcism is available. I don't know if they're going to go for this one, though. It's very risky.
Yeah, that crow is coming back too. Maybe she's waiting there for the crow sniper. It is going past her now, and she's a little bit too late, so he's going to be able to get a couple of bottle of chances.
I think it actually spotted the Shadow Shaman, the courier. Yeah, there's going to be oh no, that was a ping by the DP. So Alexa, she has her bottle refill, just going to regen up before coming back into the lane. The Shadow Shaman waiting off to the side here, doesn't have a point in the Hex just yet. We have a teleport coming in from our Disruptor as Exorcism goes off onto the Viper. Last auto attack comes out and will get the last hit with a massive amount of right click damage coming out of a quickly leveling up DP. 78 damage. Manages to take that one away, and I wish I could say that stand-in's patience paid off, but it was really just a solo kill there, with Disruptor being a little bit too late. Now has a double damage rune and is getting phase boots, so this DP going to be very, very quick with Witchcraft, and we can assume either Yules or Drums coming out next.
Yeah, probably more than likely Drums. That'll go fairly well with the phase boots setup. Phase boot setup. I'll speak English well one day. It's only my native.
You've only been speaking it about 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Okay, so Illuminate's finally been picked up by.
We've got a bit of action down on bot as well there, dude. There was a bit of a trade-off there. Both CK and the Slark are looking fairly low in health. Does Slark have his ult yet? He'd be pretty close to.
Yeah, she's at about 2/3 of the way there, and of course Shadow Dance, if you're not in vision, gives you a lot of health regen, so we'll be looking for that one. At the top lane we have the Hex going down, a lot of cooldowns going out, the Disruption field, and the Fisher stand-in going to start channeling the Hex, the Shackles actually, and will the last hit be able to come in? No, PL is going to get an illusion and get the last hit. Stand-in barely makes it out of there alive, and this constant mana feed to the PL means that the illusions are very accessible when they need to be. The Disruption field and the Fisher were well placed, but was not enough in the end. We talked about how squishy the supports were. Alexa's going to catch out the Coddle, but Nether Toxin not quite enough to take that one down. They will pick up a smoke.
In the river, the DP is chasing down that Viper there with a double damage, but he's able to get a bit of a charge on there. Fisher goes out as well, so the DP is going to have to back out right now.
Okay, so very aggressive in the last minute or so. We'll have a look at how the farm is going. PL at 45, DP at 42, and then Chaos Knight and Viper, they're doing okay. Both Slark and Bristle sitting at around the 10 CS mark. Both of them can actually do fairly well without items. Bristle's just tanky as hell, and Slark's very elusive. But they both do need to go all in on the fight, so they're going to want to try and get some sort of farm going up. Wondering if Bristle's going to be going for an early mech here. What is Pink on the Phantom Lens doing? Oh, it looks like it might be a straight Radiance rush out of our PL.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's very
on
greedy.
2.8k there.
Very greedy indeed. So the Vegetable Fish Fizz girl's very confident.
In your bottom.
Yeah, I mean, normally I wouldn't call it greedy at all for a PL to rush a Radiance. However, against this team, as I said, as you said in the drafting with the Quills and also the Echo Slam there and the Disruptors of the Storm, it is a bit of an unusual pick. I would have definitely went for Hannah might have said to the Diffusal there. We're going to have a bit of action going on here.
Yeah, we have a smoke in the river.
Dire's bottom tower
the Shadow
is under
Wards
attack.
are almost available. How is the Dire's Roche ability? do you feel they can take Roche down pretty easily once they pick up the Shadow Wards? I mean, Phantom Lance is almost useless against it. And it's interesting actually talking about Phantom Lance or Hawks as we wait to see if anything happens at the bottom, because normally you see
Dire's
Phantom
middle
Lances
tower is
go
under
for
attack.
the Spirit
Hey,
Lance
forget
and
about
the
it.
Doppel work. Actually, we have the stun going onto Slug. He's going to use the Dark Pact to cleanse that one off, then gets off the pounce onto the Chaos Knight as the Shadow Shaman and the DP going to jump onto Viper in the jungle. One charges are used and a will get her out of that one. The Crypt Swarm not going to be enough to finish the job. Now we have a smoke coming out of the Chaos Knight and the Earthshaker. Fisher is available. Echo Slam is not. The Chaos Knight does have the Phantasm ultimate. Was used to try and get some damage down on the Slark. Going to be regenerating very, very quickly once she backs up here. And a lot of cooldowns go down. Not a lot of death at all, though. And yeah, so what I was saying, Hawks, it's interesting by both the Phantom Lancer and the Chaos Knight. Normally, you see them, for the Phantom Lancer, you see them go for the Spirit Lance and the Doppel Walk, and for Chaos Knight, they normally forego Phantasm completely until around level 12 or 13 when they actually have the mana pool to support using those abilities. So they're going for very interesting builds here. We have Fisher used on Slug down at the bottom lane. He's going to try and pounce out. We have the Disruptor coming in. They got, yeah, they did get the glimpse off, and that should be enough to take him down. The Empowered Totem used, and the last zap of the Thunderstrike will take him down. Sits on the floor. We have Phantom Lancer in the middle here. He is invisible on top of the Earthshaker, and will start whacking him around once again. The kinetic field goes down and will disrupt him enough for the Earthshaker to get out. Fantastic play out of Boots, but meanwhile, DP going to take down Viper in the mid lane, and Phantom Lancer does actually end up going down to the boobs at the bottom lane, so a lot of back and forth. Oh, Bristle taken very low by Illuminate.
Really want to let
Dire's
that kill
bottom tower is under
go.
attack. Hey, you guys.
Yeah, pretty
some great work.
damn.
Forget
Yeah,
about it.
the PL just really got greedy there.
Dire's structures
Didn't
are
want to let go
fortified.
of that kill on the Earthshaker.
Dire's
And it was a
bottom
bit
tower
of
is under
a,
attack.
I don't know, an unusual decision in the fact that she had enough for a relic.
Green
So
dude's top
maybe if she got a
Bottom
relic
lane, we've got the
first,
Static Storm
but,
going down.
you know,
Shadow
I mean,
Shaman going
if
to be
she's
coming
got
in
for a
from
relic,
behind. And sorry to cut you off, Hawks. I think you might be lagging again. We have a 1-for-1 trade after the tier 1 ends up going down. Can we see who actually took the tower down? Was not denied, so a tower and a 1-for-1 disruptor for the Slark. Good trade for Boobs. They take a tower as well as a key hero kill, continuing to shut down the Slark, who is just now working on his wand. We have a 13-minute mechanism on our DP here. How's Viper going on his? He's actually, I wonder if he's going for Vanguard or just she's definitely very far behind in terms of the DP. Half the CS, and DP is 200 to the 02 of the Viper. So things, I'd say in VFF's favour, despite Boobs taking a bit of an early lead here.
Yeah, in the fact that their mid hero is actually significantly down. We do have a bit of action up top. The Exorcism does go out, but it was a great Fisher block there, so they're able to back off there. It's going to be interesting to see whether they push the tower. Do we have wards up? Yeah, we do, so we're probably going to see a T1 or at least a fight here.
Geez, between Fisher and Kinetic Field, they can control who goes where quite easily, which is pretty cool by that comp. Kinetic Field and the zap used onto PL. A lot of damage going on to stand in on the Shadow Shaman, as meanwhile at the bottom lane, Slark will take down Chaos Knight 1v1 Black Ops. That will delay the Armlet of Mordian. I think it's actually it's all there, but moving on to the next item for Chaos Knight, going to be a little bit more difficult now. Well done by YY. It looks like she may be going for the Eye of Skadi. The stats go very well. It's like Static Storm used as well as the Kinetic Field and the wards as well. Viper going to be coming in, instantly gets hexed, silence, and is getting burst down. Will he be able to escape? The wand will not be enough to save him as Fisher comes in, and it's just a little bit too late to stop that going on. The Bristleback will fall incredibly quickly, but Chaos Knight is, no, actually he will survive for the time being, as Shadow Shaman very squishy does end up falling. Earthshaker is gonna try and help the Chaos Knight, but the mechanism turns it around completely, and now we have the PL. Well, doesn't get the last kill there with Green Bean, as the Death Prophet getting the last one off. Ends up being a 1-for-4 with including the, oh actually I think the Chaos Knight, did he bite back?
Tower is under attack.
Or just TP top?
Don't think he brought back. Did he die?
I think he was just low level, so he came back up, TP top, died again.
I
That's very
didn't
bad.
think he died the first time. I thought he just TP'd into the fight.
No, he died at bot to Slug.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so he wouldn't have brought back. I think that was enough time. But we're going to see another T1 tower taking that bot there. Green Bean busting the spirits again there to take that.
Yeah,
But this would give him a commanding lead there. I mean, that's 2 T1 towers in the space of, 2 minutes there. That's definitely a good sign. And that's the Radiance brought up on the PL. 15-minute Radiance. That's not too bad considering a couple of deaths in the meantime there at key times.
Yeah, no, definitely he's doing well now. Going to be able to send the illusions all over the place, get them AoE farming. So the Death Prophet, we can say, has certainly done her job. Green Bean has a lot of presence early on, controlled every single rune, shut down the Viper. Or I mean, as much as you can hope to shut down someone as strong as Viper. They haven't lost a tower just yet. They've gotten all 3 of the tier 1s down. So this is the point where Slark needs to come out as YY to try and buy some room for the PL to put that Radiance to use. Yule Scepter comes out onto the DB. Armlet finally finished by the Chaos Knight. We saw a lot of damage on Chaos Knight at the bottom here. As actually we're going to have the Blink forward by the Shadow Shaman and the Hex. But I don't think it'll be enough. Disruption, oh no, what is that called? Reality Rift used onto the Slug, pounces out of tower range. She's a little bit behind enemy lines here, and Shadow Shaman just backing the heck off. Slug will get the TP before Alexa finds her, as the Viper standing in a TP away as well, so very cheeky play. Getting the Chaos Knight low will be enough for them. As a top lane, it looks like Boobs, they want to get some tower killing of their own done.
Yeah, but PL so far he's managed to kind of hold them back there with that Radiance so far. His illusions are just kind of working away at the heroes and the creep waves there. As we're going to have a bit of action here, we've got Green being caught out of position.
Echo Slam comes in, will do a bit of an AoE stun. Green Bean uses Mechanism to stay alive, and the Cryptstorm will burst down the Disruptor in the end. The teleport forward by stand-in, and actually does get the kill on the person on the end. 3-0 after that. They tried to stop the Death Prophet coming in from the river, but she is too far ahead. She is so tanky, so fast. And of course with the Yule set they're able to make herself invulnerable. Now the tier 2 at top under a hell of a lot of pressure here. It's going to fall very quickly. Exorcism is available so they can continue this push. The bottom T2 is on full health, as is almost the one in the mid, but at this point they can decide where they want to go. So much physical damage on the side of VFF as well. They don't have any minus armor as far as I'm aware, but just being ahead means that they just do a ridiculous amount. It looks like we will have the Shadow Blade coming out from Slark, which is much more standard than the straight Scardy Rush. As we have Sandin teleporting in here, going to throw out the Ether Shock, and now the Shackles into Alexa. She has no way to get out of this one. As actually the Field and Glimpse are used to get Stand-in the heck back, but the Shock will be used as she TPs forwards. The Zap used, nice Fisher. Will it be enough to take down the Shadow Shaman? She gets out with a sliver of health, and now the Disruptor will end up falling to the Slug. Exorcism goes out from the DP, standing and a teleport in very aggressively. Maybe not needed at all. 4-0 from our rank 7 Vegetable Fish Fizz girls. They will try and push the tower. It does have backdoor protection though, and the last member of Boobs is actually at the top right now. She does not have room for the TP scroll, does have the components of Mechanism, would probably be able to hold this push off, but she's not able to get over there, so it looks like another T2 going to be donated to this very strong pushing presence of VFF.
Yo, Green Dudes, something bad is happening.
Yeah, I'd say even though it's a Bristleback at this stage, it'll be fairly hard to defend. Though we do have the Boobs heading back to the to that tier 2 tower now, and Exorcism has run out. Do we have wards up yet? Yeah, we do. So we do have that option there, and yeah, here they come, and they're going to be beating away at that tier 2 tower. So we might see another one just yet. They're trying to defend, but I really don't think they'll be able to at this stage. They're too far behind.
They got to be careful of this incredibly reckless stand-in Shadow Shaman, just blinking forward whenever she can to get the CC off. And even though she's so squishy, she manages to get out each time. PL going to make her way out there. The mana leak used on Bristle. He doesn't have a big mana pull anyway. Static Storm and Kinetic Field used there, as well as Fisher does a decent bit of damage to the DP, but PL going to take the Disruptor down quite low, and actually the illusion going to do a heck of a lot there. We have our Boots of Travel finished on pink as the PL pulling out the Naga Siren build, and Shadow Shaman again going to be TPing out. Will he get the teleport off? No, nice Fisher out of Aid. Will finish that one up, but meanwhile Slark is going to be actually taking a solo kill in the mid onto Cat. As the Chaos Knight, the Phantasm will be able to secure a last CS before it goes down. And it looks like VFF methodically heading to the mid to get the last T2 down. And as I say that, they wander off.
Yeah, probably a little bit too low at this stage for another direct push. PL's just heading to the top now, getting a little bit of farm on. What's he sitting on? He's got Boots of Travel, rocking, and has another gold, K gold to spend there. We've got DP just picking up a God, what do you call it? I'm having a mind blank.
Oh, I'll look on the chicken. What's the chicken have? A Dagon. I was going to say Deathfire Grass, but that's the wrong mobile.
Man, I'm sitting there and thinking of the Hon counterpart of the name, and it's weird, dude. I haven't even played Hon for like 4 years or something. You know, I've been playing Dota for ages, and I still sit there and think, oh yeah, it's the Codex. Wait, no, that's the bloody Hon. Anyways, we're gonna see Roshan taking down. That's an uncontested and fairly easy one there.
Okay, yeah, so they will pick up the Aegis, and now Slark going to be able to go even more balls deep against the boob side, which we'll try not to say too much. And I mean, the team fight from boobs is actually really strong, Hawks. They've got Bristle, they've got Earthshaker, they've got Disruptor, and then I mean Viper's able to cripple someone, and Chaos Knight can put out a lot of single target damage, but not if he's dying to Slark. Actually, with Armlet, he's putting out a lot of the fight, but the Shadow Dance will be popped by Slark, gets her up to very high health, and then Dark Pact will burst the rest of that health down. Dominating streak picked up by Double Y as our Slark, as 4 stuff picked up by Shadow Shaman, even more mobility. The T2 in the mid, the last structure outside of Boob's base will fall low. Mana Leak used on Viper as the Fisher, and the Kinetic Field as well as Static Storm used onto this DP, but again she is just so damn tanky, it will be hard to take her down. Bristle taking damage from the Radiance. Now the Shadow Wards are going to help tank up this T2 in the mid. Will end up falling as DD spawns at the bottom, as Slark is pushing in the bot, can heal up very quickly. Does have Aegis as well as Earthshaker taken down by the shock and the DP burst. Disruptor will get out for the time being. The wards are still up and helping to push here, with the PL clones just helping to zone out, really acting like a Naga Siren.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a base drive going on right now. We do have
That was an outrageous blink. We have the Yules used on the DP by herself. Exorcism doing more and more damage to Alexa, and she will get out thanks to the bottle mechanism used in the mid. Will Pink be able to escape the tower? She's still tanking it. She will manage to get out in the end. Echo Slam used, not the most effective one though, as Slark will pounce right over poor Earthshaker. Bristle bursts down so quickly, does manage to help in the taken down of DP. 826 gold going into the pocket of Alexa on the Viper, but Coddle will end up taking that Viper down himself. Is that our first kill for old man Coddle? It's the second one. 2-0-7 as Mechanism finally picked up by Bristle, but too little too late at this point, as their base getting absolutely devastated, and YY hasn't given it up just yet. She does have Aegis, but at some point she's going to have to concede. Oh, Glimpse is actually being used into the Static Storm. Aegis does get popped, and they do have the Bristle there to spam the Nasal Goo. It does actually give minus armor, but Shadow Blade going to be used there for her to get it. She's still sticking around, double damage rune still at the bottom part of the river, and YY, good use of the Aegis there. Doesn't actually get the tower in the end though, so it could have been better. Tower not in denier range because it's not at 160. Dagon level 2, or as Hawks likes to say, Codex level 2. Does the one in Han actually level up like Dagon?
Yeah, it works the same. Yeah. pretty much exact same mechanics as Dota for 99% of the part. It's a direct port basically.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. So what is Alexa? Looks like BKB is on at the table next for our poor Viper. As Mech is finished, like we said, Hawks, Boobs have a really strong team fight comp, but they're just so far behind at this point, and they can't really have their carry face jacking into an entire VFF side. Slug will be taking down a kill at the bottom onto Earthshaker. Chaos Knight ends up falling to the PL as his army of Cancer Lancers run around, waiting to gain access to the Boobs base here. Kinetic Field will go off as well as Zappity Zap. Bristle going to start popping the illusions, but can they get the tower down? Teleport forward by stand-in, the wards go down as well as Shackle and the Hex onto Old Man Bristle, going to fall very quickly. The Shadow wards are going to tear apart the racks. The army of Cancer Lancer wards actually has gone, and GG will be called by our rank number 16 Boost team here.
Yeah, 25-minute break into the base there. That's definitely pretty early there, and I'd hate to see the look. I actually didn't look at the graphs that entire game there, but that would have been a solid 20k difference in both the EXP and gold if I had to bet.
Yeah. No, they VFF, they took an early lead in the experience, and particularly on the back of their Death Prophet Greenbean, who had massive presence all over the place. They managed to exert that early map control, and then once it was opened up, they just went wherever the heck they wanted. So we will be jumping into Game 2 here, ladies and gents. We will have to nominate an MVP. Who are you thinking, Hawks?
It'd have to be Green on the Death Prophet there.
Yeah.
I think she had a fairly strong showing there in mid and just kind of exerted herself around the map and pretty much cleaned up every lane, I'd say.
Yeah, the top lane did very well for Vegetable Fish Fizz. The YY, she fed a little bit, but then she got rolling. And like we said, once I think we said when someone else gets rolling, they don't stop. Slark, very much the same. Well done by the Boobs team though, particularly their bottom lane. They took an early lead but could not convert it. So thank you for tuning in, ladies and gents. We'll be back with Game 2 in just a few minutes. This is Coldblood and Hawksbox signing out.